All right, welcome back. Let's get started. Today we are going to factor polynomials. Now, the idea of factoring, you're very familiar with. You've been doing it for a long time. For example, if I asked you what the factors of 8 were, you could say, well, they could be 1 and 8 because 1 times 8 is 8, or it could be 2 and 4 because 2 times 4 is 8. So the factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. Those are the pieces that we can break 8 up into. Now, you've been doing that forever, but today we're going to start working with polynomials. So, like, look at this first expression. I want to know what are the things that I can multiply together to end up with x squared minus 7x plus 12. And if you like puzzles, this is going to be great because this is just going to be a big puzzle. And we're going to have some steps that we follow every time. So let's get started with this. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for numbers that multiply to get 12 and pay very close attention to what I'm highlighting and what I'm saying. What multiplies to get 12 and what adds to get 7. Okay, so we're looking for numbers that multiply to get 12 and add to get 7. So let's think, what are the numbers that multiply to get 12? Well, that would be 1 and 12, or 2 and 6, or 3 and 4. Those are the options that we have for 12. 1 times 12 is 12, 2 times 6 is 12, 3 times 4 is 12. What I'm looking for is which set of numbers right there will add to get 7. Well, if you're looking at it, that's going to be 3 and 4. So here's what we're going to have. In our parentheses, we're going to have two sets of parentheses, and up front is going to be an x because x times x is going to give us our x squared. Okay, so we'll have the x's up front. Now I need to put in the 3 and the 4, and it does not matter where you put the 3 and where you put the 4. Okay, now we just need to get some signs in here and we're going to be finished. Now, this first step that I'm going to tell you, this only works with the method. This only holds true if you use the method of slide and divide or something other. If you've got a different teacher other than me, maybe they say it differently. If they're not using this method at all, which I'll show you in a couple videos from now, if they're not using this method, then this first step does not hold true, and you'll have to ask your teacher how to do it. But if you're going to use the slide and divide method later, this is going to be true always, where the first sign, that minus in this problem, is always going to go with the bigger number. Okay, so that first sign, that minus, is going to go with the bigger number with that 4. Okay, so now all we need to know is the number in front of the 3. Now here's the next rule, and this might be the trickiest part of all of it. If that is a plus, that last sign, if that's a plus, it's a positive 12. So if that's a plus, then our two signs have to be the same. If it's a minus, then they have to be different. This is a plus. That means our two signs have to be the same with the 4 and with the 3. So that's going to make that a minus. So what we've got is x minus 3 times x minus 4. And if you would distribute that out or FOIL it out, you're going to get right back to where we started right there. Okay, let's do the next one. The next one, we are looking for numbers that multiply to get 50 and add to get 15. So what's going to multiply to get 50 and add to get 15? Well, the factors of 50 are 1 and 50, 2 and 25, 5 and 10, and that's going to be it. So now, which one of those pairs will add to get 15? Well, I bet you can see what it is. I'm going to put the x's up front. And those two numbers are going to be 5 and 10. And again, it doesn't matter what order you put them in. Either way is going to be fine. But what does matter is that the first sign has to go to the bigger number. So that plus is going to have to go with the 10. And then looking at this plus, if that is a plus, means the two signs are going to be the same. So looking back down here, that sign and that sign have to be the same. So that's going to be a plus 5. X plus 5 times x plus 10. Let's look at the next one. I'm going to erase my work out here to the side so I got plenty of room. We need numbers that multiply to get 20 and subtract to get 8. So what's going to multiply to get 20? 1 and 20, 2 and 10, and 4 and 5. And those are going to be our only options that multiply to get 20. So which one of those subtract to get 8? Well, looking at it, it's looking like it's going to be 2 and 10. I've already put the smaller one first. I'm going to put the bigger one first this time, just to show you that it doesn't matter which one goes where. Now, always the bigger number gets that first sign. So that minus is going to go with the 10. And then looking at the last sign, if that's a plus, the signs are the same. If it's a minus, they're different. So it's a minus, so that means these two down here have to be different. The first one, it's a negative 10. That makes this one a positive 2. And that is going to be our answer. That's how we factor that problem. Let's look at the next one. Next one multiplies to get 27 and subtracts to get 6. So let's think about it. What can we multiply to get 27? Well, that would be 1 and 27 and 3 times 9. And those are our only options. So let's put these in. 3 and 9, any order. Bigger number always gets that first sign. So that plus is always going to go with that 9. And then this minus here at the end means the signs are different. These two signs down here are different. So we've got a plus 9. That means this has to be a minus 3. Okay, last one. So we need numbers that multiply to get 32 and add to get 12. So 32. That could be 1 and 32, or 2 and 16. 2 times 16 is 32. Or 4 and 8. And that is actually going to be it. So let's go ahead, put our x's in. Now I need numbers that add to get 12. So which one of these which pair of those will add to get 12? The 4 and the 8. 4 and 8. All right, next step. Bigger number always gets this first sign, so that's going to be a minus 8. And since this sign is a plus, that means these two signs have to be the same. If it's a plus, the signs are the same. So that was a minus 8 and a minus 4. So first thing that you're going to do, let's just go back again. You're going to find numbers that multiply to get that last number. And once you have those, you're going to look at that next sign, and it's going to tell you whether they add to get the middle number, or in this case of the second one, or the third one, subtract. So if it's a plus, they have to add to get that middle number. If it's a minus, they have to subtract to get that middle number. Put those in. Bigger number always gets the first sign, and if this second sign is a plus, they're the same. If it's a minus, they're different. Okay, we're going to do a lot of these together, so I know you can do this. Good luck.